on this computer. All right, guys, so this is part 2 of our 2020 remaining 2020 vision board party that we started last week. Last week was very long, very detailed, lots of questions, lots of to-dos, lots of templates. Tonight is going to be much more simple, but the reason that we're going to have tonight is because it's very easy to take everything that we did last week and put it away. Like it just is. It's on paper, you just put it away. I did the Zoom, it was fun. I did the colors, it was great. It made me think, but then it gets put away. What I want to do is show you how when you take the time to go through a goal setting exercise like what we did, you have to take it from the goal setting stage into the implementation stage. Otherwise, it was just a really fun time together. And we can meet again next month to do it all over and you'll be exactly where you are today, right? So what we're going to talk about today is turning those top 10 goals that we came up with last week and putting them into your planner for the week, like actually making them come to fruition. Because, for example, and I'm just going to use, I always use weight loss because it's an easy one for everyone to understand. If someone comes to me and says, Tammy, I want to lose 20 pounds by the end of September, but then when they open their planner for the whole month of September and we get to the end of the month and I'm like, when did you exercise? When did you prep food? When did you stretch? When did you do the things? And they can't point to it because they didn't plan for it. Then it was just a bunch of goals and no activity. So we're going to take those top 10 goals from last week and we are going to turn them into an actual plan. Like we're going to put it on your planner. So for those of you that are just popping on, we are going to pull our papers from last week. If you still have them handy, you'll want them. Excuse me, we had our 10 areas, like the balance where we figured out like where we wanted to work. And then from the things that needed help, we came up with our goals. I should have had my papers in order for you. And then we had, oh, by the way, I did get the time wheel fixed. Remember last week I had it messed up. So if you need a new time wheel, send me a message and I can forward it to you. So the one I want you to have in front of you is the one that we ended on. It was the top 10 goals. And whether you got like, I only have 7, but maybe you have 10, like, whatever. Each goal came from a category and each goal has a color, correct? We're all on the same page, right? Okay. What I want you to do now is take a blank sheet of paper, or if you have a daily planner that you have that breaks everything down by time, by hour, you're going to pull that out. And if you don't have a planner that you've already written in, or maybe if you just do the blank sheet of paper, I want you to use today because today's actually happened. So today will actually make sense to you because it'll be easier for you to fill in because you've lived it. And then it'll be able to kind of show you where you are. So at the top of the page, I want you to write Monday on your blank sheet of paper. And then for each line, the first number is going to coordinate with what time you woke up. So for example, on my paper, it starts with the number 5 because I woke up at 5. So mine goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because I plan to be in bed and asleep by 10. So start your piece of, oh, it's backwards. So 5 a.m., 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, just each line can be 1 hour of your life. And we are going to use today as your example. So now that you have that, I want you to write in, and again, you've lived today, so it's going to be easier for you to do this, but I want you to write in the things you do every day. So for example, 5 a.m. mine says, wake up. By 6, I'm in the shower. By 7, I'm with my first client. At noon, I'm eating lunch. By 6 p.m., I'm back with clients. By 10 p.m., I'm asleep. Like I know those things are going to happen because that's the way I like to run my day. And so some of you will be like, well, I know for a fact I am at my desk clocked into work at 8:30 a.m. and I don't leave my desk until 4:30. Write that in. Write in your lunch break. I want you to write in what you did today. So I will show you mine again, just so you know, because I already did mine before we got on here, so you understood. So I literally have something written in because I literally did something every minute of every day so far. except after the team Zoom, I have in here I have get ready for bed, read, and go to sleep. So those are the things that haven't actually happened yet, but you'll see I already have something written in for every time block. Now, for example, where it says Ben Boss office down here in green, that's 2 hours, that's 2 lines. That was 2 hours of my life. Okay. Where it said lunch, that was 1 hour of my life. So that's 1 line. So you kind of play with that when you're filling it in. Like, did you spend 30 minutes doing something? Then it's a half a line, right? I mean, you guys all get that. So go ahead and fill in as much of today as you can possibly think of. Hopefully you guys can still remember today. I know. And there's going to be times where you're like, I drove like, so Sonia, she has a heck of a commute to work. It's a what, good 40 minutes. So she's got a 40-minute time chunk of drive time. Write that in. I drove to work. 40-minute chunk. I drove home from work. I did some errands today in the grocery store. I wrote that in. I had dinner after I finished with my clients tonight. I came home and had dinner right before the team Zoom. So that took like 20 minutes. So I have that written in. So even like little things that you've done, right? Write those in so you can start to get an idea of how you spent your day. Oh, and mine's going to be a perfect example of how I did not move the needle forward very well today. Damn it. I hate when I'm the bad example. All right, so you guys can keep writing. While you're writing, I'm going to show you what I'm working on now. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go back to the colors. See, these are the top 10 goals, right? And then I gave each thing a color. So I had 2 goals from my financial category, 2 from my health and wellness category. I had 2 from my business category. So you can see I had colors assigned to my goals, right? See those colors? So what I did then is I pulled out those color highlighters. So I want you to pull out the color highlighters that coordinate to your top 10 goals. And find in your day where you worked on that goal. So if one of your goals was positive mindset, or like you're like, I'm going to read 10 pages a day, or something, like highlight where in that color that matched that goal, when did you read your devotional, or when did you read your book, or when did you listen to that podcast? Like, when did you do those things? If your goal was to I'm going to be consistent with my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, first of all, what color was that goal? And go find it on your schedule for today and highlight when you worked on your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know. See, I'm telling you, trust me, I get it. I get it. I saw everyone look at me when I said that. So now, just because I loved good, colors, after I put in the colors that matched my goal, I also kind of assigned colors to other things. So like, for example, my clients at Fitness for You, that's not my goal, right? That's my agenda. I don't have many colors today that match my goals. We're going to talk about that, Sandra. So like, I wanted to see really quick from looking at my schedule today, how many hours or how much time did I spend on something that's not one of my top 10 goals? So I went ahead and gave colors to other things in life. So, so my team Zoom is in blue, and I did some reports and worked with my team earlier today for an hour and a half. And that's in blue. So I can see that. So I can see that I did it. It's great to do, but it didn't line up with any of my top 10 goals, but I can see it now. So what I also did for reference, this was one of my goals. This is the color of one of my goals. This is a color and this is a color. I only spent an hour on this goal. I spent an hour and a half on this goal. I spent 4 hours on this goal and 2 hours or an hour on this goal. So right now, out of my 4 goals, if you were to take these and, you know, so you see other color, I hate this backwards thing. I'm so sorry. Oh, crap. So you see green, blue, purple, this other green, those aren't my goals. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have things to do. I can't not show up to train clients because they're not my top 10 goals, right? I can't not work on BIM Boss stuff because it's not one of my top 10 goals. So I still wanted to see where my time went. But now that the day is almost coming to an end, I can see how much time I really spent on my goals. Now, this is Monday. Monday has happened. But do you see the power now of those goals and those colors? Because what we're going to do next is we're going to look at Tuesday. So I want you to write out the same hours. So put Tuesday at the top of the page, whatever time you wake up, right? And every single line is going to get an hour of your life. And now because Tuesday hasn't happened yet, you still know you're going to wake up at a certain time. You still know you're going to go to sleep at a certain time. You still know you've got your drive time to your job. You still know you have your time at your desk. You still know you have your lunch break. So you're going to fill in all the things that you know you are committed to do. Maybe you have a dentist appointment. Maybe you have, those of you on here with team, maybe you already have a team Zoom or something set up for tomorrow. You already know those things. Only fill in the things that you know for a fact you are committed to do tomorrow. And I'm hoping like heck you find some empty lines, even if it's a half a line, a quarter of a line. That's what we're looking for now, is some empty lines. Oh, I didn't open the chat. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I saw that when it popped up earlier. You guys all know there are days in your life that you plan, right? You plan the whole thing and you have it down to a science, and then you wake up and nothing goes according to your plan. That is okay. That is going to happen. That doesn't mean at the end of the day, you couldn't still revisit your planner and find where you did still fit in some of your goals. The idea is that at the end of the week or the end of the month, however you like to do your planner, or for me at the end of the day, I want to be able to go back and look and be like, yes, I actually did tackle my goals today. Because again, if you're setting goals and having fun with that exercise and really thinking, that is wonderful. But if you don't put them into your planner, they are just thoughts and ideas. We have to put them in. Now, I don't think that you have to do all 10 goals every single day. I think that's crazy talk, right? Like that ain't going to happen every single day. You've got jobs and lives and things like that. But I would love to put my head on the pillow every night and at least be able to see where I worked on at least one of my goals today, right? Because you know that feeling when you get to the very end of the day and you pass out in bed and you're like, I didn't do crap today that is helping my future. I just responded to this. I didn't feel well. I sat around and didn't, you know, like whatever it is that's happening that maybe threw you off. If you treat your planner this way and you keep those 4 or 5 or whatever highlighters at, you know, in your purse in a Ziploc. So all weekend we were gone, I kept my highlighters for my goals in a Ziploc baggie in my purse. I did not leave without those 4 highlighters. It was not, I mean, hello, it's a purse. You guys know how much crap we can get in a purse, right? It was not a big deal. And actually, I was really proud of myself for putting them in the Ziploc baggie because it was really easy to pull them out. Normally, I just would have thrown them in there like loose as a goose. So you're going to be able to keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. You're going to be able to actually plan in time for it. And then even on the day where nothing goes according to plan, you could still go back and look at your planner and be like, you know what? I know today at 8:30, my plan was to do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but I didn't get it done then because blah, 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 blah. However, at 5:30 this afternoon, when I was sitting in the car line waiting on the kids after baseball, I did get part of that done. So you'll still be able to see what you're doing, but the colors just make it so much easier. So now those of you that have been sitting planning out your Tuesday, are you finding any blank spaces? Are you surprised that you've got these blank spaces? What are you going to put in those blank spaces? That's, and I don't have the answer for you. You know your goals, you know your time, you know your blank spaces. Maybe your goal is I'm going to move my body more, and you look at Tuesday and you haven't planned in there yet when you're going to move your body, and now you see you have a blank space. Get crazy, highlight it according to that. If your goal is I'm going to be consistent with my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you have an hour slot on Tuesday that you didn't even realize you would have open, that you would normally maybe sit and watch Netflix, or you would normally maybe whatever you would do, run, I don't know, run errands or something. But you know, there's a lot of times we run errands that we can maybe not run right in the moment. We can maybe, if you have an hour to run errands, could it be more efficient to order something online and then spend the next 50 minutes working your business? This is how you can see that in your planner. This is how you can actually work your goals into your planner. And you know, we ended last week with, we started our vision boards together. This is how you make that vision board come to life. I know there is power in seeing your goals and repeating your goals, but there's more power in working on the goal that you're seeing and repeating. So while I'm not going to deny, because I've had it happen in my life where I've put something on my board and I've literally just stared at it and I'm not exactly sure what got me there, but I got there, I can tell you a lot more things that I put on my board and that I worked for. I made sure to make it a priority. You know what you focus on is what happens in life. So if you have, like in my case, I have 4 different colors for September that I'm focused on. And I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure when I'm planning out my planner that I've got those 4 colors showing up. Like when I flip through my planner at the end of September, I want to be overwhelmed by the amount of those colors I keep seeing. And I know for some of you may be like, I don't need this. That's fine. If you don't need it, that's cool. For me, it's very helpful to be able to look back and be like, yes, I focused on that goal. Because also, how many of you have gone 10 days into your goal and it's hard and it's not working and it suddenly starts falling off your planner? You're going to notice right away when that color disappears. Your planner may still be full and you may be busy and you're like moving and shaking, but you'll know that color's gone and you're moving and shaking on something else besides your goal. It's very easy to, when we get overwhelmed or stressed by our goals, I need more color pens. Lisa just ordered a bunch from Amazon. Show her, Lisa. When we get really stressed out with our goals and things not happening for us, what do? We go help other people reach their goals, right? We stay just as busy. If anything, we get busier. We start moving and shaking for other people because it's fun to help other people. We're not attached to the outcome, right? And so it's very easy to look at your day, your life, and think, gosh, I'm so busy. I couldn't fit another thing in if I tried to. But again, if at the end of the day, you start noticing your planner is full of other people's colors, not your colors, you have a problem. You're living your life for someone else. You've got to live it for yourself. You've got to go after your goals. I know you all know this, but I will just say this. No one is working for your goals except you. So if you're not, nobody's working for them. And it could be a goal of saving $20 a week. It could be a goal of eating less sugar. It could be a goal of getting 5 new customers in the month of September. I don't know what your goals are. Only you do. And you're the only person who can work on them. So to me, it's really important to see them laid out, to see those colors and keep an eye. And, kind of one of the things that happened for Tom and I, you guys all know we have other businesses. And one of the conversations that we had to have earlier in the year was I needed to stop seeing some colors from the other businesses on my planner. I didn't want to not see the colors at all, but I needed to see less of those colors because it was taking up blocks of time that I needed to be spending on other things. And so that was just, again, you don't know that until you really look at it. If you get home every day and you're like passed out and you're like, I'm scrambling, I just can't keep up, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know how to sit down with your planner, look and see where you're spending your time. Any of you, so like this morning, so I've been trying to go for a walk, like not trying, I've been going for a walk every morning because remember, if you were on here last week, I said instead of getting up at 5 and diving right into social media, I'm walking. I also listened to one of my podcasts. So right there, that's 2 goals, double dipping. For those of you driving, podcasts. For those of you waiting for kids here, there, and there, podcasts. If it's your, I actually love going through Kroger with my earbuds on because I know Sandra, I know some of you love to grocery shop. I do not. And I don't want to talk to everybody while I'm there. And I just want to get my crap and get out. Double dipping, I can get my errands done and some of my, positive mindset or whatever it is I'm trying to learn for the day. So you can also start to really look at stuff like that. Like, when can you double dip? I know a lot of people who are like, well, I always watch the news when I, eat my breakfast. Well, I cannot encourage you enough to turn that shit off and listen to a devotional, listen to a podcast, listen to a book, like turn off the news and fill your brain with something good. Right. Just like we tell people, skip the coffee in the morning, go for the thrive. I'm telling you to skip the nonsense, skip other people's agendas, skip other people's newsworthy crap and build your own. What do you need in the morning? What do you need to hear? What do you need to see? How do you need to kick off your day? I need to get up and move. If I don't get up and move, I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't feel as good. I don't have to do anything amazing, but I gotta get up and move. So once you take control of your planner / your colors, you're going to be surprised how different things start working for you. Is this helpful? Now, everyone looks like deer in headlights. No one's really talking to me.
No, this is really helpful, but I've realized I'm going to have to change colors because my devotional stuff was always done in purple. And now that's career goal. I'm so confused.
Well, or don't, you can switch your colors if you want, or you could go back and change your circle of balance colors. This is your colors. This is your planner. You make the rules. If you want devotional in purple, go for it.
I'm not a deer in the headlights. I'm just waiting for my flipping new planner to get here.
Why are you not here yet?
I know.
I feel like you've been waiting forever.
Well, it's really only been 5 days, but I've been bitching about it for like 5 full days.
It's been a long 5 days for me, apparently. But I do think this is important for people to see. You don't even need a fancy planner. This is literally a sheet of notebook paper. You don't have, and like the other one that we did the other night that I screwed up the wheel on. But if it helps you too, you can take your time wheel and work on that. The time wheel was helpful, but for me, I really liked it in the lines because I think I'm a linear and I think linear. So, so that worked for me.
Well, it's okay. I just ordered new pins off of Amazon. Thanks, guys. I'm excited.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to go back. I got some of the same colors.
Okay.
For certain, the same, different goals. I got the same colors. I'm using Notability, and it has all kinds of color markers in there.
Oh, okay.
I've got to go back and change some things because I've got yellow.
Yeah.
And it needs to be unique. The colors need to be unique, right?
Well, it's easier for you to see it if they're unique to one another. And it's not that you even have to have 10 different colors. So like, for example, of my 7 goals that I set, they only came from 4 categories of my life. Because if you refer back to the circle, I've got pretty full triangles except for in 4 spots. So those are the 4 spots I wanted to pull. Those are the things I want to improve. So I set my goals around those. So I really only have to focus on 4 colors, but I do think it's important to have the the goals be unique. And you guys, if you have to use a blue pen, a black pen, a red pen, that right there, you got 3 colors. Like, you don't have to stress about that. But I do think it's helpful to like look and see, because yeah, so if you look at my calendar, if you know that these 4 colors are my goal colors, now you can tell where are they in my calendar, right? And you see other colors that muddy the water for me, but you see where my actual goal colors pop in too, right? So that to me is why it's helpful to have them be different. You guys feel better prepared to work your planners moving forward, and or your sheets of notebook paper. Legitimately, I know finding a planner is hard,
Pain in the butt.
super hard. They're different. They'll work a couple weeks and then they won't. So if all else fails, start with a piece of notebook paper. Because like
So Tammy, I'm nosy.
Yeah.
What does yours say? Show me it.
the
I'm
one
a
what I have
visual
done.
learner. Yeah, like
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna pull this towards me because I can't lean over my whole desk.
that picture in a hoodie makes
Hello.
me
Okay. Wake up. Oh,
Okay.
Lord. Wake up. I went for my walk. I took my shower and got dressed and ready. That jazz. So when I wake up, that includes like getting out of bed, getting the dogs fed, all that jazz, getting dressed for my walk. And then by 7, I'm in with clients. Then I came home and I went through some reports and worked with some people on my team. And then at 10 o'clock, I did my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then at 11, I worked on paying bills. Noon was lunch. Lunch, and I started prepping dinner because one of my goals is eating better. So that was part of that. At 1 o'clock, I was reading my book for a project we have. From 2 till 4, I worked on my personal Lavelle business, which I did my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but there's more to your Lavelle business than your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you think about it, like I was looking at my thank you cards, I was like working ahead, that kind of thing. And worked on pre-planning some social media stuff. And then for the next hour and a half, I worked on one of our businesses, the Ben Boss. Then I had clients tonight. Then I came home and had dinner. Now I'm on the team Zoom. After this, I will get ready for bed. I will read and I will pass out and go to sleep. So that's been my whole Monday. It's been a good, full, busy Monday. But of that, what I care about is what matches these colors.
So does your career, no matter what your career goals are, like let's say your 2 to 4 time frame that you worked your business, whether you were doing reports or thank yous, that's your career hours.
That was today. So if you go, okay, so for example, my top 10 goals, the ones that are yellow that are related to like my business, it's add 1 new promoter each month, build social media presence with a niche. So yes, you could call that your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but as you all know, niches are hard. You got to think, you got to do stuff ahead of time, think through your posts, all that stuff. And adding 1 new promoter each month is a great goal, but how are you going to do that, Tammy? Well, you better be doing your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You better be going through your reports. You better be seeing, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's all yellow. My health and wellness goals were move my body 30 minutes a day, some way, some shape, somehow, and fueling my body with vegetables at every meal. So I had my walk this morning. My lunch was a delicious, healthy lunch with the veggies in it. And then I also started prepping dinner, which then I had later. So I have dinner highlighted here in orange because that matches my goal. If we had gone down to Broadway Barrel House and had a burger and fries, it would not be orange because it would not match my goal. Right. So things like that. So you can set a goal, but the activity to get to the goal is not the same as the goal, right? So when somebody says, I want to go 12K, that's your goal. How are you going to get there? What did you do today to go 12K? Well, some of you, and it's going to vary by day. Hopefully you're doing your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you spent 10 minutes batching some reels. Maybe you spent 10 minutes doing a Facebook Live. There's going to be different things that you do during the day that go back to that goal. So they're going to be that color. So that at the end of the day, you're like, wow, I really did work on that goal today. I did 3 different things for that goal. Do you see what I'm saying? Versus being like, I'm going 12K. And then what did you do to go 12K today? Nothing. Right? I thought about it. I cut a picture out and put it on my wall. That's a wonderful start. But we want to see some activity. So it's taking your goals, figuring out what is Like, what's the domino that's going to start that goal in motion? So if you say to me, my goal is to save $100 a week. Well, what's the domino? Probably $25, $25 on a Monday. I don't know. I'm just making crap up. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to start. What is the activity that's going to start that domino? For me, any goal related to my Lavelle business, the domino is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It just is. You all know that. As much as it sucks, it's the basics. For me, the domino with my health and wellness is to get up and move. If I get up and move and I've got that podcast talking to me, then I'm in a much better mood. I'm going to make better food choices for the rest of the day because I've already started my day right. Right. What's my other one? Read 10 pages a day because I've got a book I have to read, and then I have a book I want to read. So I've got that on there twice today. So it just depends. Like if one of your goals was you really want to get back into building your faith on a regular basis, well, that could mean anything from going to church, joining a Bible study, listening to a recorded sermon from YouTube, maybe, like it could mean so many things. And only you're going to know if that activity led to that goal. So you're going to know if you highlight it the color that it's supposed to be. Is that helpful? Is this making more sense?
Oh, no, I love it. It's just a lot, but it's a good a lot, if that makes sense.
It's one of them thinking a lot.
Oh, most definitely. But it's in a good way. It's not all of, and I like the fact that, like you said, these are all to get you to your end result. So,
yeah. And it's also to help you start to realize, are you spending time working on other things that I don't want to say they don't matter, because there are things in life you have to do, like going to Kroger. I mean, I guess I could go back to my health and wellness, but going grocery shopping, but it matters because we like to eat food, right? So how can I make that time chunk mean something towards my goals? Well, I can wear my DFT loud and proud and try to get 3 accounts while I'm in there, which you guys know that's not how Tammy operates, but I know some of you do very well. I can put my headphones in and listen to a podcast, or I can do something in that time to get me closer to my goal. Because the other option is I could just go to the grocery store and wander around and get my stuff and leave. That's great. I did a task that is necessary, but how can I make that better? Just like I'm saying, if I'd gone out to dinner and had a burger and fries, that's great. I fed myself dinner, but how could I have made that better? How could I have given myself a highlight for that time?
well, this is a perfect quote. It just so happens to be on the top of my September calendar. First off, not today, Satan, but successful people don't wait for their break. They create it. So I feel like that goes hand in hand with what you got us doing right now. I like it. Paul Gravett has always said, master your calendar, you'll master the game. This is it, you guys. And I used to get really hung up. I thought to master my calendar meant I had to be busy every second. And that's not what it means. Just plan for what you have to do. I know I have to take a shower every day. Some of you know you have to drive to work. You're going to eat lunch. There are things you have to do, but find the open times, because some of you looked at tomorrow and you were surprised how much open time you had. And that's the thing with open time. It will always be filled some way, shape, or how. If you have free time and you don't have goals, or you don't know what you're working for, you're probably going to watch TV. Or you're probably going to go wandering around TJ Maxx, whatever. If one of your goals was, I really need to work on my relationship with my sister, my God, let's go to TJ Maxx together. Let's spend some time together. Highlight that crap. If that's a goal of your life. But if you have goals in your business and your sister's always like, let's go to TJ Maxx, and you start to realize you're spending a lot of time doing other stuff for other people, you'll start to see that in your calendar when you see those colors. Because every minute of your day will get used doing something. Maybe it's a nap. I don't know, but it will get used up some way, some shape, somehow, and you cannot renew time. So it is best to know where your time is going, to know how you've spent it, because there are people who will be frustrated at the end of the month because they didn't reach their goal. But if they really went back through their planner and they really looked at every minute of every day, they would not be frustrated. They were like, oh, of course I didn't reach it. I didn't work for it. Talked about it, thought about it, but I did not work for it. And that's what this will help you do. So I feel like I've talked a lot. I thought we were going to get done sooner, but here it is 8:06. So it was still shorter than last week. So I'm going to put this up on my YouTube. So last week's is on YouTube and this one will be on YouTube. You can revisit it anytime. I honestly would encourage you. I know we did this as like September through the end of the year, like kind of big picture. If you want, go back with fresh blank sheets of paper and rewatch the first video and only think about the month of September. Answer those questions that we went through, set the goals, but only think about September and really see how honed in you can get with your planner. Okay. Love y'all bunches. Bye.